Today is December 18th, 2024. It's Dwyer, dwyercrime.blog. Also keeping it free, .blogspot.com. Let's talk about some provocative assassinations that have taken place. And then let's talk about the recent assassination of the Russian defense minister, presumably by Ukrainian intelligence. Right? Well, let's talk about the murder of Anwar Sadat, the former Egyptian leader. Now, in these third world countries, there often are these parades where top-ranking officials show up, and of course, along the parade route will be different floats praising different parts of the administration. So Anwar Sadat was in the stands watching a parade, right? This is like a leader at the Olympics in the stands watching an Olympic event. He's in the stands watching a parade. And as he's cheering and as the floats are passing by him, and of course he's in a prominent position so everyone can see him, a group jumps off a float. Believe it or not, they are armed. They run over to where Sadat is sitting and they start spraying him with bullets. That's how he was assassinated. It was an inside job. People in the parade jumped off their floats and killed their leader. Let's talk about another provocative assassination. Right? This one is a little bit higher level. I consider the higher level assassinations to be the ones where it looks like an accident at first. It took planning. It's hard to pin it on any person in particular. So you had a terrorist group's representative. I'm not going to name the terrorist group because, of course, one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter, right? We just want to make this about the logistics of the crime, not the ideologies involved. So a terrorist group's representative was courting the press. He was part of his group's PR outreach. He gets contacted by an Italian journalist who's actually fake. Right? The journalist is a member of an intelligence community. The journalist starts corresponding with him. Right? They would, leave the apartment, go someplace. The terrorist representative would talk about, the group's motives in doing certain things or what the group's objectives were. Right? This is, again, part of a terrorist group trying to get the word out about their goals and objectives. So, of course, the terrorist representative guy leaves his apartment one day to meet up with this fake journalist, and a second group enters the apartment. The terrorist representative kept a phone on a desk. The group that enters the apartment puts a bomb underneath the desk near the phone. So later, the terrorist returns to his apartment, receives a phone call. Right? Ostensibly, it's the Italian journalist he's been communicating with. That journalist asks if it's him on the other end of the phone. The terrorist says yes. The Italian journalist then has associates send a detonation signal over the phone line, which of course detonates the bomb right below the desk at which the terrorist was sitting. The terrorist died a few days later. The only reason we know about how it happened was that the terrorists lingered for a few days and was able to give enough information to law enforcement for them to piece things together. Well, let's talk about this assassination of the Nuclear Protection Forces chief, right, in Russia. Now, understand, this nuclear chief, right, a defense minister, lived in Moscow, too far away for a missile strike by the Ukraine, right, lived in Moscow. Understand that there are cameras all over the street. We even have a camera at when the killing takes place. There are cameras all over the street. So this raises a few questions. Right? The first question is, how do you plant a bomb without the bomb being spotted? Right? This is a guy who had a family. This isn't some bachelor terrorist living by himself. Right? It's hard to get into the guy's apartment when the guy has a wife and kids. Right? Too many moving parts. Understand, if you leave an explosive device underneath a park bench or by a bus stop, as was the case in the Atlanta Olympics here in the United States in 1996, someone like a Richard Jewell might see this package and might think something's not right and might call law enforcement. So how do you deliver the bomb to right in front of the defense minister's apartment? And how do you set it up so that the person delivering the bomb is able to hide their face, hide who they are, right, without wearing an obvious disguise? Have enough on them where you can't even tell the gender of the person, so that even if it's filmed, that person has plausible deniability. That person can do the crime, can deliver the bomb without it being a suicide mission. Now, the information is just coming in. Here is one scenario based on the information that's come in. Authorities now believe that the bomb was on a scooter. That someone rode a scooter up close to the defense minister's apartment, got off that scooter, and was able to leave the crime scene. Right, folks? This is ingenious stuff. This is an interesting modern assassination. How does the person get away without being spotted? Well, if they're wearing a motorcycle helmet, right? If they have the helmet on all around their face, and if they are wearing motorcycle clothes, someone could see the person get off the bike or scooter, could see the person lock up the scooter, can see the person casually walk away wearing the motorcycle helmet, wearing distinctive motorcycle clothes that are consistent with riding a motorcycle or a scooter someplace. And the person might not think anything of it. People ride scooters in cities. You can even rent scooters in cities, right? Someone riding a scooter in Moscow on this urban road might not be suspected of actually planting a bomb by parking the scooter right in front of where this guy lived and then walking away with their head obscured. So what we know, based on the information that has been made public, is that this bomb goes off. They didn't even make it inside the building. This bomb goes off close enough to the building to kill people inside of the building. Right? Understand, because this is wartime and it's unfortunate. Right? More than one person may have been killed. We know that the Russian defense minister was killed. It's unclear at this point how many others were killed. The bomb was that powerful. Right? So, of course, now we're left wondering who's responsible. I believe the Ukrainians have taken credit for the assassination. Just understand that these modern assassinations are much dodgier than the older assassinations, because then you could claim a Lee Harvey Oswald did the crime. Now, the way the intelligence community does things, you often have no idea who delivered the bomb, because you're dealing with the deep state of some sovereign nation. Right? These state-sanctioned type of hits carry with them very high confidentiality, because the people involved in the mission are trained, government trained. Those are my thoughts. Let me hear yours in the comment section of this YouTube video. Thanks for stopping by.